Hello, welcome back. Nigel with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome back to part 21, is this, I think? Part 21 or part 20? Part 21. And now we're looking at pack 23 of the build of this beautiful DeAgostini Ferrari 330 P4. If you're interested in getting one of these and building it along with me, have a look in the description below. There's a link. Use that link and away you go. As you can see, it's a beautiful model. It's coming together lovely. And it is very, very well detailed. We've got brake pipes and we've got all these braided oil lines and everything. It's really very, very nice indeed. A real cut above what some other manufacturers do. So then, pack 23. So as usual, we'll have a look at the magazine first and we'll see what we come up with. So Graham Hill, only holder of the Triple Crown. He won the Monaco Grand Prix, the Indianapolis 500 and the Le Mans 24 Hours. Two-time Formula 1 World Champion and Ferrari driver in 26 races, 8 of them victorious. Nobody has yet equalled his feat. There we go. 308 GTB, a racing Berlinetta. We had this in the last one, didn't we? Recommended by Fiat senior management more than by Ferrari itself. The 308 GTB was intended to replace the Dino 246 for Ferrari customers who like cars with character. There we go. There's one there being built on the jig. Very, very nice indeed. You can see it's on these tracks, look. And obviously rolled them down these tracks. Beautiful looking car. If you're into your Ferraris and you haven't heard of them, there's a channel on YouTube called Stance Works. And he's actually built one of these with big wheel arches and it's got a Honda K20 engine in it and it's amazing. It's a beautiful looking car. And, beautiful looking car in its standard form, but when they when Stanceworks got hold of it and put big arches on it and stuff, it does look very, very nice. Right, so pack 23. Here it is. So we've got some lovely pipes and brackets and stuff and lots of bits and pieces going on. And I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. You have to excuse me sneezing, and that guys, I've got a bit of a cold coming, or it's here, but it doesn't need to be developing into anything. It's just a tickly cough and a runny nose. But here in Gloucester, there's loads of it about. So here's all the parts, so we can tip the parts out onto the bench. That's all the parts we're going to need. Put the top back on there for the recycling, and then we got all our screws and everything there. Got the plastic parts, we've got some hose, some brake pipes, and all sorts of stuff going on. Really, really nice. We've got all metal screws as well, so we're going to be using our tap wrench again. So then, take the two half shafts, 23A and 23C, and the separator 23B, and 4 SM screws. So we've got SM screws, there's probably 5 in there, which means we'll have 1 spare. Okay, so we'll put that back in the bag. I always keep these screws in their bag so they're identified. So I'm not going to start using a tap wrench here. We'll see how this goes together without. So all we're going to do is put this piece in here. Okay, so that piece is going to go into there like so. I should have loaded the screwdriver first. I always forget to do that, don't I? No, let's not use that screwdriver because it's awful. Let's use this one. So once again, we're going to put that into there like that. Doesn't matter which way it goes. Okay, and then wind these screws in. I only want one, thank you very much. So you can see they go in quite easily without worrying about cutting threads and stuff. I just like to cut threads because I'm an engineer and engineers do that sort of thing. There we go. Right, so that's, you can see it's all moving freely. That's good. Okay, and then we're going to get the other drive shaft. Load the screwdriver first, Nige. How do you keep forgetting? You've been doing this for about 2 or 3 years now, these part works, and I still forget every time to load the screwdriver. Okay, so we'll put that in a couple of turns. Get that one on like that. Okay, I've managed to get that screw in at an angle, so we're going to take that screw off of there. I've put that screw in at an awful angle. So we're going to do the other side first. Oh dear, 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 come out! Right, to be saying I'm an engineer, I can't even put a bloody screw in straight. Okay, so we'll do this side first. There I go, sniffing again, sorry guys. Right, make sure that's straight, yes it is. I'll put it in just another couple of turns. And then we'll get this one in here. And there we go, right, so we can pull these screws in now all the way. Slacken that one off a touch. Yeah, I wish I tapped those threads now because it doesn't feel very nice at all. Come on. And there we go. That's that all gone together. Right. Now then, I'm going to work on the brake. Place the brake caliper body, 23E, and the two brake pedal components, 23F and G, on a work surface. There we go, they're on a work surface. Press component 23F onto the right side of 23E, photo B, so that's going to go on like... I think it's completely symmetrical, so that's going to go on like that. Okay, and then the other side is going to go on like that. So there's our caliper together. Fit to the other side to make sure that the holes of both components are on the same end, photo D. So we have no holes in here, we have holes here. Right, take the brake caliper connecting pipe 23. This is the one that fooled me last time. I thought that should be on the bottom, but I found a real photograph, and sure enough, that connector pipe goes over the top. So that's a bit of a weird bend on there. It's all sort of higgledy-piggledy. So this one's going to go into there and into there, like so. Okay. Yeah, it's a very weird bend on there. It's all a bit sort of distorted. I'm going to see if I can improve things slightly. I just literally try and straighten out that bend a bit. It's very hard material, I don't know what it is, it's very stiff. Okay, I'm going to have to stop guys, so I'm going to cough. Right, there we go, that's that done. Okay, and now we're going to fit the brake pipe onto here. This is the brake fluid inlet pipe. That's going to go into that hole if it will go in. This cold is also making my eyes watery, so I'm struggling to see what it is I'm doing. That doesn't want to go in there. It has to go in there. I'm telling you it has to go in there. You go in there. Go in. Go on. And then this pipe here, this bracket should I say, is going to fit over the pipe and clip on it's going to fit over the pipe and oh come on over the pipe. Right, there we go, over the pipe. The pipe comes out. I'm going to measure this and drill it because the pipe it will not go in. I call it a pipe, it is a pipe, but it's actually a piece of rod. So that's a millimetre. So I'm going to take a 1mm drill from these horrible, awful drills. They're awful things. I'm just going to open that hole up a touch. Okay, and now this pipe should go in. There we go, that's better. Right, that's going to come around there like that. And then this bracket is going to go on here. And that's going to go onto that pin on the bottom of the caliper. And I'm just going to get my tweezers and with the back end push that on. There we go. So there we are. So that's our pipe fitted. Just like so. Okay, you can see how that's pulled around like that. Alright. Now then, I'm going to stop again. Hang on. Okay, right. Cleared my throat now. Okay, so we've had to attach that hydraulic hose onto there, which I missed in the instructions. So I've got some screws out ready to go for this next bit, and I've cut a couple of threads. Retrieve the engine gearbox assembly. Fit the rear brake support plate on the right rear hub support by inserting the 2 pins in the corresponding holes. Fit and tighten 2 AM screws on the inside. Photo A. Okay, so we're going to retrieve our engine assembly. This is here. And we're going to fit this plate, which is going to go like that. No, it's going to go like that. So we've got this plate, put this here. That's going to go on like that. And then we're going to take 2 AM screws. We'll use this smaller screwdriver because we're going into recessed holes. And then I'm just going to screw that into there. You can see the screws are going in easily because I've cut the threads. Alright, and then we'll just grab another screw here. And that one will go into there like that. Right. Now, what's next? Take the brake caliper and fit via component 23F inside the hub bracket with 2 AM screws. Connect the free end of the hydraulic brake line to the right rear frame. Okay, so that's going to come down like this. This caliper is going to go on like, you've got little recesses in here. You can see you've got these little recesses that's going to pop into like that. Now, again, I've done it again. Forgot to preload the screwdriver. Right, let's try again. That's going to go on like that. This is going to be awkward because it's hard to hold. It's hard to hold so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I haven't tightened that up yet. It's in loosely. And then that one can go in there. Just like so. Right, that's that. And then we're going to connect that hydraulic hose there onto that pip on the side of the chassis. Just like so. Oh dear, dear, dear. There we go. Right. And then, as I say, my eyes are streaming, guys. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, connect the free end of the hydraulic hose. So that's all done. So we're up to there. So coming over the page, insert the long shaft 23A into the right rear hub support and plate and join the short shaft to right half shaft. Right half shaft. I'm going to pre-arm my screwdriver. Okay, I'm going to be ready and prepared for whatever's coming our way. So this long end is going to go into here, like so, and then the short end is going to go into there, and we've got like a square hole in there and a square peg on there. And if you want to be accurate, you need to make sure that they are, I think they should be 90 degrees opposed, or should they line up? I'm going to have them lining up. Okay, so it comes up like that. There we go. So that's like that, and then we're going to bring this down. We're going to take this piece here, which came with pack 22. Remember we talked about this before. We're going to put that into there. Put that into there, and that will hold it all together. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to take a screw, an AM screw, and screw that in from behind. As you can see, I've cut the thread in there, so it's all nice and easy. And there we have our right rear suspension, and it should work. There you go. What a lovely, lovely model this is turning into. Look at that, it's gorgeous. This is what I mean about these pipes on the front. They're going to keep getting broken off. Luckily that didn't break anything. But yeah, it's coming. I thought it went through there. I would, if you're thinking about gluing them on to make them stay, I wouldn't suggest that, because then you will break them. Hopefully the way they are, you just knock them and they'll fall off. But probably not the best, not the most sensible option to put them on at the moment. But hey ho. So there we go. What a gorgeous, gorgeous model this is turning out to be. Look at that. There's rear drive shafts and everything. I know there's Phillips head screws, which people don't like, but I mean, yeah. Very nice indeed. Right. I have a feeling they should be at 90 degrees to each other. So I'm going to take that screw out and turn that 90 degrees so that they don't line up. Okay. I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. I'll be back for pack, what's it next? 24, isn't it? Pack 24? Yes, pack 24. So I'll see you for that one. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.